You make me cry with that. What you mean?
You killed my introduction, Dave. I was gonna say something, but now you killed it.
Sorry, man. I just could have that lovely music and poor Steve Bruce.
Oh
That's
my
what made
God.
me cry.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم في برنامج نيوكاسل مع وليد. زي ما انتم شايفين ديف يعني وتعليقات ديف. طبعا أنا جالس يعني أحاول أوجه الرجال وأدعو، لكن ديف ما أعطاني فرصة. لازل لاسس welcome to نيوكاسل with الوليد. I have just such a speech for Bruce, but Dave killed it. Unfortunately, so maybe you're lucky that happened. So a lot of news. Steve Bruce gets sacked. Newcastle club make a statement for Saudi wear, which was I find it very weird, unexpected. We didn't know. They said kindly message or something. So we'll talk again all of that before we going to our school with teacher Dave. So let's start from Dave with you. Welcome, Dave, again for from the show called No Newcastle with Dave. Tell us about the atmosphere of the game. You meet Frankie, famous journalist from Saudi Arabia. You have a chat with him. Tell us about the first game, Tottenham game.
It was a very real atmosphere even before the game itself. I mean, I got into Newcastle at least 2 hours earlier than normal to make sure I could get parked, and then I could get down to where I do the collections for the food bank. But even then, there was people wandering around by the St James's, going into the shop, having a few beers in the 9 bar or Shearer's bar. Hopefully it will be renamed again. But the atmosphere was electric. You could feel it, and there was a lot of people milling around in Saudi Arabian national gear and headdresses. You could just feel there was a love for the place again. The atmosphere was like the old days. I remember when I went to see Kevin Keegan on his debut back in 1982. The atmosphere behind the Gallagher end was exactly the same as that. It was electric. It was intense. People had they could feel it for the club again, that they'd got their club back, and it was absolutely amazing feeling. And the love for everybody had the love for everybody. You know, like you see, you're showing Amanda and Jamie and that's my dad and the chairman, Yersel, and they were absolutely, you could feel the passion, and it was absolutely amazing. And you know, that love came across from even in my collections. I was collecting for the food bank, and a lot of people are coming up and saying the Rubens are doubling this, aren't they? I said, yeah, they are. Oh, wait, I'm putting more in. You know, and people are putting lots of money in because they said these people have done more for Newcastle United in the space of a week, 10 days. Than what Mike Ashley had done in 14 years. And that feeling, you could feel that coming out in everybody. It was intense. It was amazing. And I was only sad that you weren't there for that game. You know, I'm pleased that you're going to be trying to come to a game, but you'll feel the atmosphere. You'll feel it. It's amazing. And it was absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, when I was standing across the road doing my collecting, I saw this young gentleman across the road, and I says, I know his face. And I was pointing at him. I was saying, are you Frankie? Are you Frankie? And he was like, looking at us like, I was like, are you strange Geordie? Like, and then and I walked across the road, and he looked at us, and I says, are you Frankie? And he wasn't too keen. Frankie. And I says, Al Waleed, Saudi Al Waleed. And he goes, Al Waleed. And he says, and then he recognised who I was from the thanks I'd sent him the week before, and he was just ever so polite, and he was like, you know, I know it's just what he does is just a bit of an act, you know what I mean? He puts it on, but he was really engaging with everybody around him, and he was like, even outside the 9 bar, he was going, Arsenal.
No.
You know,
Yeah, he's
and
a
people loved it. People loved it, you know, and but as well as that, it was not just with Frankie. You know, I mean, he was having a good laugh with everybody, and he was joining in with the singing. He was enjoying. You know, he was getting his photograph taken with all the crowd and having showing his scarf, and it was really come across really well. Very funny man, very
class, very class.
pleasant, very classy, pleasant man.
Yeah, Frankie, he's a well-known journalist, more than 40 years here, mashallah. He have a huge history with them. I think he's number one in media, meeting a lot of characters in the whole world. And he's funny, so modest, and as you said, engaging with everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, just
very nice man. Very nice man.
shout out to فرانكي طبعا الأستاذ إبراهيم الفريان حبوه كثير في نيوكاسل، شخصية جميلة جدا، نتمنى لها كل التوفيق. طيب okay okay, one more thing about Frankie. We hear a rumor that he will be the coach of Newcastle. Is that right, Dave?
He'd like to be. We don't like to be the coach of Newcastle, but and again, we can all do a better job than Steve Bruce. So yeah, so he could be the coach if he wants to be. He can't be worse than Steve Bruce.
Okay, Dave, your last word to Steve Bruce before move on.
I'm sorry that he seems to think he's taking a lot of abuse from fans. But I don't agree with the name calling and such like. But a lot of the things that were directed at him were to do with his time as a football manager, not as a person. As a person, he could be the most lovely person in the world, but his time as a manager was poor. And if he was receiving the abuse that he was receiving, then he could do what I did. You know, when I was getting the abuse where I was, that I'd had, walk away, leave. You don't have to put up with it. Walk away. But he refused to walk away. Now, that could be a good point in that he didn't want to walk away. He wanted to carry on doing the job he was doing. But if it was affecting his health, affecting his family, then surely what you've got to do is go. And if he'd gone, maybe he wouldn't have received that extra abuse, because this last 8 games have been some of the worst football I've seen at St James's Park since the time with Joe Kinnear and John Carver. No, he wasn't very good. So I'm sorry that he's had to put up with the abuse, but his time was up. His time was up at the end of last season, and you know he's gone, and I'm pleased he's gone.
Who will take charge? As we heard, Grammy Jones and Crystal Palace.
Yeah, like I think Graham Jones is going to be the person to certainly carry us through until the game against Crystal Palace. I can't see him going beyond that because he hasn't got the qualifications. He hasn't got what he needs to take that forward. Yes, he's been a good coach for England. What Graham Jones is, he's a good coach. He can coach the players. He can get them to do their routines. But as a person to manage, I don't think he's a manager. I don't think he can be a long-term manager. And I think if we're talking to other managers at the moment, then I think he's just going to be there till we can tie up a deal. My own personal choice, if I was to pick one, would be to bring somebody in temporarily until we can get Roberto Martinez. But the thing is, he's going to the World Cup. Can we wait? Can we wait until this time next year after the World Cup with Belgium to take Martinez? Because I can't see him wanting to leave Belgium before now. So I think there's a good chance. If it wasn't Martinez, I'd go for Steven Gerrard.
who will gonna see against Chelsea? You think new coach? Chelsea
Yes.
will be first game.
Chelsea will be the coach's new first game. I don't know who that'll be. My own choice would be Steven Gerrard if it wasn't Roberto Martinez. But I think everybody's talking about this Paulo Fonseca.
Yeah.
He was previously with Porto and previously with Roma. It would appear to be a good choice. So if he is the manager for Chelsea, then good. But I'll be happy. I'll be happy with anybody. Frankie can come and take over against Chelsea. Put Frankie in charge. Anybody but Steve Bruce.
Okay, goodbye, Steve Bruce. It was a difficult time. Mixed feeling for me. That's why I put the music. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad. We are human. Just he spent time with us 3 years, and it's just mixed feeling. We wish him a good luck and thank for what he did or whatever he did in Newcastle. So
certainly wish him good health anyway. Good health anyway. I hope his health improves.
Exactly. Before we go to the lesson, teacher Dave, we want to know. Let's talk about. Tell us what's the wars, because it's really we want your information, because you are from Newcastle. What is with our dress? Who complain? Tell us, please. Who complain about this? Because as you see here in the comment, this is from Obex7Obex. So he said, where is it? Guys, please wear whatever you want. We loved it. Same question, Arabic. Please tell them to wear whatever they want. We have all the love and grateful. And I received this a lot on Twitter. What was that?
Yeah, it's all to do with these people who were anti-Saudi in the first place. They're not so much Newcastle. It's the fact is that what people are annoyed about is we're celebrating Saudi Arabia, and there's a lot of people in this country think we're a bit deluded by doing that. Looking into Saudi Arabia's supposed human rights abuses, and that they find that offensive that we are celebrating that. So that's why I think people have asked us not to do it. But I can't. My own opinion is, it's our way of connecting with the owners and with the Saudi people. We're not being disrespectful. We're doing it because we love you. We love the fact that we've got some people who actually care about us, and we want to show that we care about you. And our way of doing it, is wearing tea towels on our heads, because we don't have anywhere in the UK, certainly anywhere in Newcastle, where you can go and buy a proper headdress. So people have put a tea towel on there because they think they're copying yourselves and looking like yourselves. So yes, it's because of certain, if you want to put it, the snowflakes within this country who don't want us to celebrate Saudi Arabia.
Okay, I will translate that.
Because nobody is bothered about the same people who do it for Man City.
Okay, I will translate that, Dave, but I have another question regarding this matter. طبعا سألت ديف انه ايش سبب سالفة اللبس وهذه مين وراها، يعني يقول لك على الاغلب انها الاوراق على اللي هم اعداء السعوديين، يعني الاعداء السعودية للاسف انه يحاولون يخربون هذه الامور، يحاولون يسوون مشاكل عن طريق هذه الاشياء في تويتر. واي احد ضد السعودية عموما من اي جهة خارجية تحاول تخرب، يعني تسوي مشكلة من لا شيء. يعني باختصار كان احنا نلبس هذا اللبس، احنا برضو نحاول زي ما قلنا احنا، هم يحاولون افضل طريقة ممكنة انهم يلبسون الثوب الشماغ واللبس هذا كتعبير وكشكر يعني امتنان انه الحمد لله تمت الصفقة على خير. لكن المفروض ما نلتفت يعني هذا الكلام. طبعا الحين انا بسأل السؤال مهم، انه انا نفسي محتار، عشان كذا بسأل ديف انه طيب النادي ينزل بيان، هذا اللي انا مستغرب. طيب النادي تبعنا كيف ينزل بيان؟ انا confused شوية. Dave, I'm confused. What you said, it's absolutely right. and I understand it very well. But why the club? Why the club make the statement? Our club make a statement for that.
Yeah, I think our club's made a statement just so they can actually, so that at least with the people who are actually complaining, like kick it out, at least what it seemed to be is that we're complying with their request. But our owners know that
we didn't know what is kick it out. We didn't know what is it.
We kick it out is an anti-racism group, and kick it out is against any sort of inappropriate behaviour. So whether it's homophobic behaviour or whether it's racist behaviour.
But who complain? No Saudi complain.
No, that's what we've said. Our friends in Saudi aren't bothered. They don't think we're being disrespectful. It's these people within the UK, these snowflakes within the UK who don't want us to do this because they think we are celebrating the regime, and we're not. We're not celebrating the regime. We're celebrating the Saudi people, and that's what we're doing. If we'd been taken over by a Scottish millionaire, a billionaire, I don't think there is such a one, but if we'd been taken over by a Scottish billionaire, you'd have all the Geordies wearing kilts. You know, if it'd been taken over by a bunch of aliens, we'd all be wearing alien masks. That is what we do. We take those people on board, and we love that. Now, the football club might have issued that statement. They can't enforce it. Newcastle supporters, if they want to, will turn up against Crystal Palace and against Chelsea. The next two games, home and away, they will have on the headdresses. They'll have on their tea towels. They'll have on their white gowns. They will not be bowed by being told what to do after having 14 years of being told what to do by Mike Ashley. It's not going to happen. We love our link with the Saudi people, and we're going to keep that going, and no matter in which way we want to do it.
Kick it out. Is it official?
Yes, it's
important.
national. It's important. Yes, national. So you can understand why the football club want to be seen to be at least listening to what they're saying, and they've put a statement out, but they know that statement. They just want to be seen to be doing the right thing.
Do you think kick it out people, they know that they are just doing this, they are and they do something without receive any complaint? Is that weird?
Yeah, they tend to take things on their own back, but sometimes when they don't do things, when we ask them to do things and they don't do it, they get a lot of bad press. We don't want Saudi people to take it in a bad way. We want to show them that we are with them, that they're with us, and together, we can go forward. And that's how we, we're not going to. Your friend says, yeah, when you say stop wearing Saudi clothes, that's offensive. We're not going to stop wearing Saudi clothes. It'll continue. It will continue. But we have to respect that. Kick it out and show racism. The red card is that we are listening to proper organisations. Because if we were being offensive to Saudis and we were being offensive to anybody, that we would want to be told to stop it. But we're not. We're not doing that. We're not being offensive. We're doing it because we want to embrace, their culture. We embrace your culture.
We understand. We totally understand this part. So, do you think the club now, they just put this statement just to make kick it out? Okay, we did. Okay, we understand, and this is our statement. Bye bye.
Yes.
Is that the message?
That's it. That's the message. Yeah.
Okay,
that's the message.
Yeah. Okay. Let me translate with this. طبعا شو يقول ديف؟ يعني احنا حاولنا نعرف انه ليش، يعني سالته انه يقول لك في منظمه اسمها كيك ات اوت ناشونال، هذه وطنيه او لها لها رسمية ولها أهمية في إنجلترا، هي ضد العنصرية. فقالت إنه هذا الشيء في بطريقة ما عنصرية. هل هم يصطادوا في الماء العكر؟ ما نعرف، لكن الضغط جاء منهم، والضغط منهم يعني مسموع في إنجلترا. فيقول ديف إنه إذا اسكتلندا مثلا، لو نيوكاسل تم شراءه من اسكتلنديين مثلا، راح نلبس يعني ما ادري ايش نسميها احنا، اللي يسمونها التنور الاسكتلنديه، يعني لبس الخاص باسكتلندا. يقول لك ما راح يزعلون اسكتلندا، راح يفرحون. يقول لك لو كائنات فضائيه لبست هذا القناع، راح نلبس شرط النادي، راح نلبس القناع حق الكائنات الفضائيه. يعني ما فرقت، يعني احنا نعبر عن شكرنا. وانا قلت له هذا الشيء احنا نفهمه تماما تماما. فوصلنا الحين الحال، طب ايش السبب من هذا كله؟ اي سبب؟ قلت طب ليش النادي ينزل هذا القرار، او مش قرار، هو رساله يقول لك kindly مسج، يعني رساله بلطف، يعني اذا سمحتم حاولوا كذا، لا تلبسون الا اذا كان هذا لبسكم الى اخره. وصلنا استنتاج انا وديف انه هذا المسج ضروري نيوكاسل يسوونه كردة فعل لكيك اوت، انه ترى يا كيك اوت احنا احترمنا رايكم، سمعناكم، يعني ندري انكم جهه مسؤوله مثلا في البلد الى اخره، فهذا مجرد يعني خلاص قلنا، سوينا اللي علينا، شكرا مع السلامه. هذه الرساله المسج، واتمنى ان شاء الله انها تكون واضحه. Thank you Dave, you really clear this up, and please for the million times, we are very happy and proud of you, and very thankful we seeing you wear even you wear our dress or our hair with the tools or with the clothes you have. And I did an example yesterday. I do it the same way mostly Newcastle do it, so I don't know what to say or to do to prove more. And thank you for clear this up. My friend here Junior Turner says wear Saudi clothes of the banks of the river time. I will very soon. Junior Turner. And same my friend, he said we cause a lot of headache to a lot of people, even some Arabic people in Saudi, cause we have our exactly. We didn't want to we're still happy for the takeover. We don't want to get started problems and issues. With all my respect, everything is now is going is, it's for me is not important. The most important thing, Bruce left. Hopefully we have more tactics. We have nothing against Bruce, but we want something better for our club, and I'm sure he will understand. I'm sure he understand that. And just for the people who feel sorry for we get sad for Bruce, but this is the maximum he do. We want something more. That's the life. So please, let's this is my final time. I will talk about wearing, so wear whatever you like. We are happy and grateful. End of story. Please, no more messages. Let's close this.
Yes.
All right, let's kick it out.
Exactly, kick it out.
Okay, now let's go to teacher. We stop here in our session last week. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't upload the new one because I get mistake here. So let's start from where we stop. This is where we stop, page 6. Let's go to page 7 and what we have here. Dave.
This is on my new screen, on my new one. This is where we're talking about pitmatic or pit yakas. These lot are from the northeast, but they're mainly from the rural areas of Northumberland and what they would say in where they come from is Durham, but actually they mean Durham, but they can't say their U's, so they say Durham. And these people were bred to dig for coal. People who live in Northumberland and Durham, they have a distinct way of talking, whereas people from Northumberland tend to roll their R's like that, or people in Durham who you know, in Sunderland we'll pronounce the O's, so it's Cook and Buke and stuff like that. Just a different way of talking. But what I would say is that they're different now. They're Geordies, Mackems, or Picts. A Pict is a Scots Neanderthal who lived north of the Roman wall. Technically Northumbrians. So that's all. That's depicting where these people are actually coming from. So these people are from the industrial mining areas of the northeast, tend to be Northumberland and Durham. So that's all that's discussing on that one.
Yeah, but here Keith Patterson example.
Yeah, with Keith Patterson's from Durham.
Okay.
So Keith's from Durham, but the thing is, Keith's a god, so he's all right. So he's allowed. Keith's a god, so
Okay.
his mum and dad were Geordies, but Keith's from Durham. But he's had a proper bringing up. He's a Geordie. He's a real Geordie. You know, he's a god. So he can come from Durham. That's fine. He can do that.
طبعا ديف يتكلم لنا عن المناطق في تقسيم المناطق أو التاريخ الجوردي. هذه الصور من حقبة الجوردي اللي في منطقة نورثمبلاند أو درام. تقريبا يعني أمثلة يعني التاريخ، تاريخ المنطقة بشكل عام، الوراثة أو الأشياء اللي تم يعني الهيريتج اللي هي التاريخ الجوردي بشكل عام. برضو احنا زي ما تقول شايفين الشعارات وصور يعني الحروب القديمة، يعني زي الفن الوراثي والفلكلور الجوردي. Next slide, Dave.
This one is describing our friends from the River Tees. This is what we call a smoggy or a smog monster. So people from Middlesbrough, because it's part of the Middlesbrough is the industrial chemical industry is based around Teesside. So we all reckon that they're all monsters from the chemical. They're all mutants in the chemicals. So, and they talk funny. So when Newcastle supporters tend to go to Middlesbrough for a football match, we tend to dress up in Hazchem gowns with face masks, but we get stopped by the police and get told to take them off because they find it offensive. Just like because we're saying that they're all a bunch of smog monsters. Now,
okay.
a famous smog monster is our Joe Walker. Toon tipster.
Yeah, I always see in Twitter some talks between Keith Patterson and Joe about this, and I remember it translated to Arabic once.
Yes, he's Joe's a smog monster.
اوكي، هذه فئة من يعني احد الفئات، او مو بالفئات عفوا، ممكن نقول من القبائل نوعا ما، يسمون او نوع من السكان في المدينة. طبعا هم عايشين في ميدلزبرا في منطقة المصانع الكيميائية. ميدلزبرا احد المدن القريبة من نيوكاسل. يسمونه سموجيز، يعني اللي هو تقريبا سموجيز مانستر، يعني وحش دخان. طبعا جو اللي من تون تبستر مع الاعلام ستيف ريث هو من نفس المدينه، ومعروفين بخفه الدم وخفه الظل. Very nice information, Dave. Now how we get to Newcastle.
Yeah, how we get to Newcastle. This is just descriptions for anybody who wants to travel to Newcastle.
Okay.
Obviously there's flights in from Emirates in Newcastle International Airport, so people can come in via the Emirates. I don't know what sort of flights they are from Saudi. I don't know if you have to fly into Heathrow.
Yeah, I will talk about it now.
Yeah. And then there's obviously people who are traveling across from continental Europe. They can get the ferries across, so they can drive across the English Channel and come up through the UK that way. But if you're traveling direct to Newcastle from anywhere in the UK by Network Rail, LNER will bring you directly to Newcastle from London King's Cross, and if you're coming in from Scotland, you can come in via Edinburgh. But yeah, and then the major roads around A1M, A19, A69, depends on which part of the country you're coming from. So it's quite an easy place to get to. It's a bit of a hub. Although our current government seems to forget that we are a hub and that we can get anywhere from Newcastle, anywhere in the world. So, but anybody who wants to come to Newcastle, then please do. We'd love you to come to Newcastle. We absolutely adore you.
طبعا هذه أحد الطرق يقول لك إنه كيف نروح يعني مثلا إلى نيوكاسل. فيه رحلة مباشرة من دبي عن طريق طيران الإمارات مباشرة من دبي إلى نيوكاسل. برضو من إدنبرا، وفي مدن أوروبية كثيرة تروح نيوكاسل مباشرة. طبعا ما هو متأكد ديف عن السعودية، راح أقول الحين عن السعودية. about Saudi Arabia, usually Saudi to London, and from London you can go local airport to Newcastle. Also, of course, British Airline also go to from Riyadh to London and London to Newcastle. Okay, next slide. Place to sleep.
Yeah, if you're coming to Newcastle, these are just some of the places we can actually suggest you can go to. The first one that I've given you is the hotel where the PCP PIF partners actually stayed on the day history was made on the 7th of October, which is a Jasmine Dean House Hotel. It's a very nice hotel in some very, very, very built up, some very nice grounds where there's lots of walks, trees. There's a river, waterfalls. There's an old mill. So it's actually some very nice grounds. So if anybody wants to come and stay, then Jasmine Dean House is one of the best, and it can't go wrong if Amanda and my dad stop there. So it's a very nice, and it's not too expensive neither.
طبعا هذه أحد الفنادق اللي اسمها جزمة دين هاوس، تقريبا ميل واحد يبعد عن نيوكاسل. طبعا تاريخ إعلان الصفقة في 7 أكتوبر. كانت أماندا ومرداد شركاء الصندوق كانوا مقيمين في لحظة الإعلان التاريخية. جميل جدا ديف. Let's go to move another chapter.
Yeah.
Also, we continue. And this is hotels and places.
Just other places. These are just other places. This one is the Sandman Signature. Now, this is the hotel which is directly next to the ground. So if you stay at that hotel, you can actually get to the ground very easily. As you can see in that picture there, the bottom picture, it's right next to St James's Park. So it's a lovely place. It's a nice hotel. It used to be the old Scottish and Newcastle Breweries headquarters, which is where they made Newcastle Brown Ale. Obviously that's been gone a long time now, but that's just that hotel there now. So that's all that is. And it's a similar theme on the next slide as well, Waleed. It's just a couple of places where hotels where people, if they want to come to Newcastle, where they can actually also see a few of the sites.
طبعا هذه الفندق معروف هناك اللي اسمه ساندمان سيجنتشر. يعني هذه أهم الفنادق القريبة. في برضو يعني يقول لك إنه redeeming feature. طبعا يتكلم إنه برضو هذه يعني من أشهر الفنادق في هذه المنطقة. في أيضا الجوريز إن والهوليدي إن، لكن ساندمان هي أشهر، يمكن حاليا يمكن أشهر فندق حول الملعب. Also continue in places to sleep, Dave.
Yeah, these is the Hilton Hotel and the Vermont Hotel. These hotels are based on the Tyne, and they are right next to the Tyne Bridge and a lot of the places that people would like to go and visit. So the Sage Museum, the Baltic Museum, the Tyne Bridge itself. So there's a lot of places around by these hotels where people can go and visit and go and have a look around Newcastle.
أحد الفنادق أيضا فندق فيرمونت والهيلتون في الجيت هيد. أو الجيك شيد. طبعا الفنادق هذه قريبة من جسر التاين. What to do in Newcastle? This is a fun part.
Yeah, what's to do in Newcastle? Obviously,
Of course, except going to St James Park. We know one first thing you have to do is going to St James Park. Now we want to know what else.
Yeah, exactly. So once you've been to St James's Park, then you know a night on the town is normally the way to go. Now I know you know it doesn't always follow about pubs and clubs, but there are lots of restaurants. But the thing is, with Newcastle, we are the party capital of the UK, so people travel from all over the country and around the world now to sample our renowned hospitality. And there's one thing Geordies know what to do, and that's now how to celebrate. As you can see from the pictures below, when we had our takeover, you know, when it was announced, you've even got people in the crowd there with Saudi gear on, and that was on the day. That's on the same day that the deal was done. So you know, we were expectant of the Saudis coming in, so people got their headdresses and their regalia. So even then, we were embracing the Saudi culture straight away.
Or not yet. Did the parties or the celebration of the takeover then finish or still going on?
It went on when we announced the takeover at 5 o'clock. I think it was about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when people were actually leaving. So people were just partying in the street.
No. I mean, still there is celebration because I'm coming soon.
Yeah.
So I hope.
It's
the celebration.
Wait, today is
Dave, I did want to come to Newcastle and I will celebrate. They said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm celebration." Okay, we did this long time ago.
Yeah. No.
We're already done celebration. I'm afraid
this celebration will go on all season. You'll feel it when you come across Waleed. You'll come across and you know, whether you come across and you meet up with me or Steve Wraith or anybody, we will make sure you will feel the atmosphere. We will take you to places, not necessarily bars and pubs and clubs, but we'll take you to places. We'll take you to St James's Park where you can feel the atmosphere and you'll feel the love. And honestly, when people realise, yes, here's Al Waleed, and people know who you are. People know who you are, and people are looking forward to meeting you, and you will feel it. You'll feel part of the celebration.
Likewise, really.
When we have a party, that party will last a long, long time. So you're not going to miss nothing, mate. You're not going to miss nothing.
Of course, that's really great to hear. Great to hear, Dave. So sorry, you were saying, you were saying about the places of celebration and stuff.
Yeah, just the places of celebration. Yeah, just down. Yeah, round about Newcastle. Anywhere in Newcastle, great places to go. These are just places where people want to get out and they can enjoy the countryside, because we have some of the most beautiful countryside. We are called. We are titled as God's garden, God's backyard, because it's so beautiful. We've got the Northumberland National Park, beautiful places to go. We've got Hadrian's Wall, where obviously that's out in the countryside as well, but also there's a lot of parts of it in Newcastle city centre as well. So just places for people to go and people to enjoy the area and to see when we're not just about football, we're not just about drinking beer, we're not just about industrial heritage. We have some beautiful areas for people to come and visit, you know, and to relax and to enjoy the Geordie people and the Geordie area.
طبعا هذه يعني الصورة تعبر عن نفسها. مناظر طبيعية جميلة في نيوكاسل، مناطق متعددة. بس أنا بحاول أسأل ديف الحين على يعني تجيني أسئلة كثير تعرفون يعني السعوديين يحبون نحب حنا الكشتة وما والنزهات وهذه. Dave, we wondering, we usually Saudi, we like picnics. Do you do picnics and you know in the open area picnic,
Yeah.
barbecue stuff?
Well, we don't do. I mean, you can take your own barbecue. You can anywhere in Northumberland National Park, anywhere in the areas, you can take your own barbecues. You take your picnic blankets and you can go and have your picnic anywhere. Or if you wish to, you could go into some of the parks, like Jesmond Dean, where the hotel is. They've got parks, they've got tables which are set out so you can go and have your barbecue and your picnic around by the waterfalls. Or you can go into Exhibition Park. Again, Exhibition Park is, I think it's on one of the photographs I've sent. Exhibition Park has got bandstand tables, it's got cafes, it's got a lake where you can go and feed the ducks and the swans. You know, you can feed the pigeons as well. Pigeons everywhere. You know, but
is a get pigeon there?
No, he's stuck in the roof. He's just rotting away. I bet he's gone by the Chelsea game.
Okay.
He's been there for a long time. Just the odd feather now floats down. Not a nice sight.
Brilliant. So this one also some religious sites, cathedral and stuff.
Yeah.
The one in the first one on the left, San Nicholas Cathedral, looks like the one in Milan. Kind of look like the one in Milan, the Duomo and the Duomo.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, it does. It's that's Newcastle's Protestant. It's a Protestant Christian church, but that's the one which we are built on our city status, because to be a city, although lately these days you don't need a cathedral to be a city, but in the past the only way you could be a city is if you had a cathedral. Where Newcastle's got two cathedrals. We've got the Protestant cathedral and we've got the Catholic cathedral. So we've got two cathedrals in Newcastle.
And you can come inside.
You can
like
go in,
tourism and stuff.
Yeah, you can go inside. Yes, you can go in if you want to. You can go in. You can go in and pray. They're not. They don't ban anybody from coming in. You can pray to any faith that you want. When you're in there, it's a religious site. So yes, they are open. For people to come along to.
طبعا يعني واضح مجموعة من الكنائس والكاتدرا ومفتوحة للسياح طبعا والزوار والمتعبدين من جميع الأديان. نروح للسلايد اللي بعده which is top secret.
Yeah, this one is top secret.
Oh, confidential. So it must be masters wrote it for you.
This one, if the next slide after this one, you've been warned. If you dare ever tell anybody from the south of England that these places exist, then you will lose your honorary Geordie status. We do not share these sites with Southerners. These Southerners are for Geordies and adopted Geordies only.
But what if they watch us now?
You can put them on. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm just sharing it with you. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm excited to know. What is it?
These are our beautiful beaches.
Oh.
Our beautiful beaches. They're unspoilt. They haven't been developed. They are just beautiful areas.
Yeah, could you read them for us, please?
Yeah, the first one is Tynemouth. It's Long Sands Beach, and it's a beach for where the surfers go. There's a lot of surfing goes on there. It's one of the best beaches in the northeast. The next one is Whitley Bay. You may have heard of Whitley Bay. Again, it's very close to Tynemouth. It's another beautiful beach, and it's a little bit more. How can you say it? A bit more. There's a lot more things going on around by Whitley Bay. Certainly, what you can see in the background there is the dome. That was Whitley Bay. That's what we call Spanish City. It used to be a fairground ride. There used to be lots of fairground rides there, like roller coasters and stuff like that. And it's now been developed into a nice restaurant and different cafes. So it's again somewhere places people can go to visit. And then we've got Newbiggin by the Sea, and Newbiggin is up in Northumberland. It's got some it's got some beautiful beaches, and it's a holiday park where people can go for a car. They can go and get a caravan and go and stay in Newbiggin. Another beautiful beach. A lot of things going on there, and then we've got Druridge Bay. Druridge Bay was the proposed site of a nuclear power station, but we campaigned against it and got stopped. But again, it's open spaces, unspoilt, just natural sand dunes and sandy beaches. Same thing goes for Bamborough. Bamborough again is unspoilt. It's got Bamborough Castle, and with Bamborough Castle, you can actually go into Bamborough Castle. And you can have a look around by Bamborough Castle. It's a beautiful castle, and it's set right on the Northumberland coast, and it's absolutely amazing inside. And that is the home of the Duke and Duchess of Northumberland. That's one of their bases. It's where they live, as well as Alnwick Castle. So they live in there, and it's a beautiful place to visit.
Again, and you can go to Bamborough inside.
You can go to Bamborough Castle. You can walk around the grounds, and you can actually go and stand on the battlements. You can actually go and see what that's like. It's a beautiful place to be. And then we've got Embleton Bay. And now you can see the ruins in Embleton Bay of Dunstanburgh Castle. Now, Dunstanburgh Castle, it is now just ruins. But again, it's a site which can be visited by anybody. Anybody can go up there. Again, lovely beaches for somewhere to go and walk your dog, have a picnic, have a sit down. It's beautiful areas. And then we've got Beadnell Bay, which is very north of Northumberland. Now, Beadnell Bay, again, is a wide open bay, natural bay, beautiful scenery, lovely beaches, a nice bit of calm sea to go and swim in if you want to, if you're brave enough, because the North Sea can be very cold, especially at this time of year. And finally, we have Lindisfarne Castle. Lindisfarne Castle is the home. It's accessible via a land bridge, which actually floods every so many times during the day. So you have to be careful that you're off the island by a certain time, otherwise you're stuck. If you don't get off the island, you're there all night until the tide goes out. But it's a beautiful village, and a beautiful castle to go and visit, and you can go into it, and it's the home of Christianity in the UK. It's where Christianity began. That's where the Lindisfarne Gospels were written. So it's a beautiful place to visit. So all these places are top secret for Geordies and adopted Geordies eyes only. No sharing with Southerners. Definitely not people from London, because we don't want them coming up. We don't want them spoiling our beaches.
طبعا ديف أعطانا درس تاريخ عن الأفضل الشواطئ أو الشواطئ في نيوكاسل، طبعا في سواحل نيوكاسل، وأيضا إنه يعني يقول لك إنه هذه أماكن سرية، ما نبغى اللندنيرز ولا السندرلنديين يجون، هذه بس فقط للعيون الجوردية. طبعا كل مكان له جانب تاريخي. حاولت أفهم برضو على ديف قدر الإمكان، كل واحد له طابع تاريخي ومكان تاريخي وتاريخ، خصوصا لينزفوم اللي في الأخير، يعني إن فيها مهد، يعني فيه يعني تاريخ المسيحي وما إلى ذلك. طبعا زي ما احنا شايفين الحين بيتش جميل. برضو تكلمنا عن بامبرا اللي شايفين اللي في النص، الصورة اللي في النص فيها كاسل، فيها قلعة قريبة من الشاطئ، ويمديك يعني تعتبر مزار سياحي يمديك تدخل عليها. One question, Dave. I always notice Newcastle with the cold, and it's very cold. When the best time you go to these beaches?
You can go to these beaches anytime, but if
Is
you're
it
from
cold?
yes, for you it'll be cold.
How we can swim then?
But the thing is, you can go and swim. Nothing's stopping you going swimming, but it'll be very cold. But the thing is, with people from Newcastle, we tend to go out not wearing coat because we think we're hard, we think we're tough, we think we're like macho men, you know. So even the girls go out in the winter in the snow with short dresses on and no coat on, because we don't want the rain and the snow and the cold spoiling our night out or our days out. So yes,
we have the same feeling for you inside Saudi Arabia, but with the heat. You can't tolerate our heat.
No, we couldn't take the heat. We'd melt. Geordie did melt in the heat in Saudi Arabia.
And you can ask Stuart and Victor Mitchell about it.
Yeah, I can guarantee Geordies are made of ice, you see, so we'll just start melting and just water starts pouring out of our heads.
Okay, now let's have a couple of slides quickly before we go to the comments. This one also is about I think this is maybe same.
So we've seen this one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe my mistake. Yeah. Let's have some words and we go to a question. Alright, الحين طبعا حصة الكلمات، عاد كل واحد يحاول ياخذ الكلمة ويحفظ الكلمة اللي هو ايش يعني يفهمها. طيب نبدأ في الكلمة الأولى.
Mech. It's mech. If you mech something, so if you mech it, so if you make it, if you build it, if you construct it, you're meching it.
Make it.
Mech it. So
طبعا نفس كلمة make اللي هي يصنع، بس هي make.
Yep.
بسرعة يقولون make it، ما يقول لك مثلا make it، يقول لك لا make it. حلو. Second one. Take. برضو من take. خذ.
Take. So it's like taking something. So you're going to take it away. So you take it. So again, Geordie's make it and take it, whereas she's from Sunderland, it's mack it and tack it. So a mack it and tack it is where you get macking from.
Okay, so Sunderland, they are everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
They must be mentioned. Okay, so طبعا في ساندرلاند يقولونها ماك أو تاكت أو ماكت، لكن عشان من هنا جت تسمية ماكنز. لكن حنا في يعني قصدي في نيوكاسل نقول ميكت تيكت، يعني خذها اصنعها، بس ما نقولها بالطريقة اللغة الإنجليزية اللي ميكت تيكت، لا ميكت تيكت.
Yes.
Okay, third word, sweet. Kids.
Yeah, cats.
So put it in a sentence. Cats.
So if you had a child who was talking to their mum, Mama wants some cats. So it's just Mum, I would like some sweets. So cats being sweets, being like lollipops and chewing gum and chews and stuff like that. So
but in a restaurant, and if you want dessert sweet, you will not say cats.
No, cats are, like I say, they are treats. They are treats.
Okay. يعني زي مثلا لما تقول يعني الفكرة مثلا تقول أبغى حلاوة، أبغى شيء علك، شيء كذا سويت، شيء حالي، حاجة حالية تسمى كيتس. هذه ترجمة الكلمة كيتس، حاجة حالية. Walkie tickets.
Walkie ticket. That's a mischievous person. Like you, Owlie, you're a mischievous person. You're a walkie ticket.
So I still didn't understand.
It means you're causing trouble.
Me? I am. Am I? When I cause trouble, mate. Okay, walkie ticket يعني trouble maker يعني.
Yes, troublemaker.
Okay,
but mischievously, it's not somebody who's actually doing it out of spite. It's just somebody who's behaving mischievously. Who's yes, a mischievous person.
Yeah, but okay, everything makes sense. But ticket, makes sense there.
Ticket. Yeah, you're a walkie ticket.
walkie ticket يعني قصدهم فيها إنه يعني راعي مشاكل يعني في العربي راعي مشاكل. walkie ticket.
what we normally say is you're walking your ticket. So
you make a trouble.
You make a trouble, yes.
You walk your ticket.
You're walking your ticket. Exactly.
You're walking your ticket. Okay. On your handcuffs.
Yeah, you said that really well. On your hunkers, yeah. It just means to crouch down. Where you crouch down by bending your knees. So it's just a crouching position. So we tell somebody to get on your hunkers. So if you tell somebody to bend down, we'll just say get on your hunkers. So that's
for bringing something maybe, or
just for bending down. Or if you are chatting to a child, who was smaller than you, what you do is you go on your hunkers to get down to their level. On your hunkers, yeah.
اوكي. يعني قصة مثلا زي اللي مثلا تدنق او تنزل او تجيب حاجة من تحت، يعني هذه يعني قصة الكلمة. سبوجي.
Yeah, spuggy. Yeah, spuggy is a small brown bird.
Sparrow.
House sparrow. Yes, spuggy. But
okay, I know this sound childish, but does it have relation with Jack Sparrow or no?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have no.
So it's just a bird.
It's just a bird. It's just one of those words I picked up that I thought you might find interesting. That we don't call something by its original name.
Okay, so sparrow, it's not the original name of a bird, but in Newcastle they call it spuggy.
It's spuggy, yeah.
Spuggy, cool. Okay, dog.
Yes, it's a nickname for a bottle of brown ale.
Okay, I wish if I had this lesson before. Sometimes I read dog. I said, "What is he saying?"
Yes.
Okay, now I understand.
Bottle of dog. That's a bottle of brown ale.
Because Dave, sometimes I read the tweets and I don't want to look an idiot, but I said to myself, "Okay, what dog doing in this word? How it fits?" And people replay and they said, "What should they say? Let's ignore it."
But yeah,
okay,
bottle of dog. Yeah.
So if I want to, I said I want a dog, you will give me bottle of brown ale, huh?
Yeah, they will. They'll give you a bottle of brown ale. Have a bottle of dog, please.
You sure you will not kick me in the face?
No. If you went.
Excuse me, I want dog. Come on, dude. That's very weird.
If you went into the strawberry behind St James's Park and you said, "Can I have a bottle of dog?" They'll plunk a bottle of brown ale on the table for you.
Which is it still? Is it open yet? Because I know it's some construction and stuff going on around.
Yeah, the strawberry's still open. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's great. Should I give him a visit? Funny story about strawberry. When we just know about, this was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We just know that we are gonna go to we're gonna buy Newcastle. The first time.
Yeah.
First attempt. I read I was just new in Twitter, Newcastle Twitter. So they always say, what is Saudi Arabia or PIF want to take Newcastle club, etc., etc. What about the strawberry?
Yeah, exactly.
Strawberry. What's a strawberry? Okay, what about Strawberry Land? There is a farm. There is strawberry fruit around the stadium. Maybe they have nice nature. Maybe there is a Strawberry Land. Have a strawberry fruit. I don't know. So after all, it's just a bar. So
it's just a
historical bar, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, they've built around it now. They've actually left the strawberry where it is, and they've built around it, and it's actually looks a monstrosity that they put around the building. But I'm pleased that the people who actually had the strawberry refused to sell out. They've actually kept the strawberry there because the strawberry's been there as long as St James's Park has been there. So don't want to pull it down. It's part of the football heritage.
What has been built next to it?
Student accommodation, would you believe? More student accommodation. Everywhere around St James's Park is student accommodation. far too much student accommodation.
مم.
Too much.
اوكي طبعا فيه يعني خلينا نقول ايش نسميه، هو احنا يمكن نسميه مثلا مطعم او بار او كافيه اسمه ستراوبري. فاول ما جت صفقه الاستحواذ يعني من سنتين تقريبا، كانوا يقول لك طيب اوكي ماذا عن يعني نتكلم عن النادي، طيب ايش صار على ارض الفراوله. انا توي جديد في المنطقه يعني، فحاول ابحث وش ارض الفراوله، في مزرعه فراوله حول النادي ولا. اثر في الاخير طلع مكان اسمه ستراوبري، طبعا قديم يعود تاريخه الى يمكن تاريخ ملعب سان جيمس بارك. وحاليا صار في مشاكل انه يحاولوا يعني يتم شراء منهم المكان، لكن رفضوا. راح يستمرون، المكان مكان تاريخي. طبعا جالس يبنى حوله مكان لإقامة الطلاب، ويعني على كلام ديف انه هذا الشيء يعني صار يعني نوعا ما يمكن نقدر نقول انه يعني قصده انه اوكي شيء جميل، لكن ممكن يكون في اماكن اخرى، ما يكون في الاماكن التاريخيه هذه، عشان بس ما تصير في بعض الاشكاليات. جميل جدا. Let's back to our board. All this become from the dog. Up height.
Upper height. Yeah. What that means is Geordies are upper height about this Saudi dress. You know what I mean? Because what it means is that they're emotional. They're upper height. They are not. They are stressed. They are angry about it. You know. Okay. So they're upper height. So
upper height يعني عاطفي او emotion، عاطفي يعني مشاعر الى اخره، تسمى upper height. يعني مثلا يقول انه والله عندنا مشاعر جياشه، عواطف جياشه. upper height.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Mortal,
just extremely drunk. Extremely inebriated.
يعني اللي يعني شو نقول صراحة، يعني نحاول نكون كيرفل في الوصف. يعني قصدهم اللي يعني اللي يعني يشرب كثير، يعني قصدهم انه يعني سكران يعني بشكل عام. كلمة يسمى مورتل. طبعا مورتل من مورتل او الخطير او الموت او الى اخره، يعني هذا اللي بزيادة يعني في حالة سكر شديد. طبعا هذه معنى الكلمة. طيب رانج. It's wrong. خطأ.
Just when Geordie says you're wrong. So Geordie says to you, says if you ask him a question and he gives you an answer and you says you dispute that, if you say no, you're wrong.
Okay.
Just us putting an A where the O should be. So
okay, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Cool.
But that's what you'll hear quite a bit of. You won't hear you're wrong. You'll hear you're wrong.
So I will never be wrong in Newcastle, but wrong.
Exactly. You'll never be wrong.
Okay. Nebby.
Over inquisitive. Sticking your beak in, sticking your nose in.
Nebby. Nosy. Like nosy.
Like nosy, yeah. It's like, Nebby. So kick it out, or sticking their nose in where it's not wanted.
Exactly.
Keep your nose out.
Kick it out is a nebby.
Yes, kick it out on nebby. Over inquisitive.
اللي دخل عصه في شيء ما يخصه، يعني اللي دخل في شيء الآخرين يسمى نبي.
Hawk. So you're picking or scratching. So you're either picking your nose or scratching your arms. So it's called a hawk.
اوكي هاوك يعني حكه، يعني اللي يحك مثلا او يهرش او وات ايفر يسمى ايش؟ هاوك. وزوك.
Nearly. Wazik.
Which
means imbecile, fool.
Okay. What mean of imbecile?
Imbecile. Fool.
Fool. Okay. Wazik. Okay.
Yeah.
Fool. So description.
So
يعني أحمق. وزك يعني أحمق. Okay.
So Steve Bruce is a wazik.
All right.
He's an imbecile. You know.
Okay.
So yes, wazik is it's a term to put someone down. It's a insult.
Nabahid.
Napa or heed, which just means ahead.
Napa or heed.
Yeah, so it's either if you're playing football, you'll shout on me heed, so you tell somebody to cross it so you can head the ball, or you can say put it on me napper, so you want people to cross the ball. So napper or heed talks about the person's head.
Okay, that's Napa.
Napa.
Very cool. Napa على راسي يعني. ألعبها الكرة على راسي. On the high.
You're going on the high. So
On the high.
you're going on the high. So you're going out on the drink. You're going out to party.
Okay.
So when
يعني on the high يعني رايح يفله.
So when you come to Newcastle, وليد, we're going out on the high.
Actually, we can't go that way.
No, I am not. I would never drag you into somewhere like that. But just saying, that's how we would describe it. We're going out on the high. We mean we're going out on the drink. We're going out down the town.
Okay, that's very clear. On the high. Dancers,
yeah. It's something
stairs?
Yes. As a Geordie, when you got told up the dancers, it means time for bed. So you have to go up the stairs to bed. So up the dancers. So that's what your mum and dad would say to you. Up the dancers.
Okay, so it's a problem if you are with a lady and you say dancers. She says, what?
Exactly.
Dancing? Oh no, it's like stairs, going to stairs.
Yeah, but it's for the children. It's not for the adults. You couldn't say it to a girl, how are we getting up the dancers? Yeah, because you would think you're strange. But if you say to a young child, up the dancers.
Dancer, that means let's go to stairs, so go to the bed. Very cool.
Go to the bed.
That's why it's funny word to end this school. If we want to excuse you, excuse us, Dave, for next. This will continue next lesson with and know yersel, Geordie. Now we'll go to the comments. It was lovely, lovely. Really, I'm enjoying this, and all the thanks for Dave to tell us. I know maybe this is hard to remember all, but we get the idea. We get the language. We get some lips moving, so we can get the words quickly. Because even for who knows English, he must have the taste of Geordie accent.
Yes.
And life goals. Life goals saying, okay, El's back. Actually, I'm back a long time ago. Just maybe one day. I have a day off because the account been suspended. The previous one. Thank you, life goals. Brucey, and let's play this for Brucey one more time. But this is not the sad one. It's kind of happy.
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye حبيبي باي باي مش معايا في الجاي أمني غلط إزاي معها طبلة وجاي مع السلامة باي باي مش معايا في
Bye bye.
So who asked me for the song? It's from Roby, Egyptian singer.
Right.
Roby. It's called Bye Bye. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. We talk about this, and maybe after the show, if I have time, I will just write what we discovered about Kick It Off. Aboud here saying, is Gerard a good choice to take the lead? Gerard.
I think he is. I think Gerard's he's got experience. He's played in the Premier League. Although he hasn't managed in the Premier League, he's played there. He understands the Premier League. And with him being from Liverpool, he understands how the Geordies would be, because the Scousers, we class the Scousers as adopted Geordies, because we're very much the similar type of people. Same as people from West Ham. People from West Ham are exactly the same. They have the same sort of background as the people from the northeast. So I think Steve Gerrard would be a good manager, and he's done a good job at Rangers. So, and he knows how to get the team going. And he knows how to build up a team. He knows how to build up, and he's a very strong personality. And I think he would engage with the Geordie public without any problem whatsoever. I think he's got a personality a bit like Rafa Benitez, a bit like Keegan, and a bit like Arthur Cox. He's got that, and Bobby Robson. He's got that sort of link with the fans. So I think he'd be a good choice.
طبعا يقول ديف انه يعني يشوف انه خيار مناسب. يفهم الجورديين، يفهم نيوكاسل. طبعا يتكلم عن جيرارد. طبعا انا ما اتفق معاه، وراح اساله الحين سؤال يتعلق بانه كونه انه ياتي من فريق في الدوري الاسكتلندي الاول ويدرب فريق تقريبا في الاخير صعوبة البريمير ليج. راح أسأل ديف هذا السؤال الآن. يكمل ديف يقول أيضا إنه كثير في كشافين مواهب، يعني قصة العلاقة بين ليفربول ونيوكاسل في كشف المواهب. كثير مواهب من نيوكاسل راحت لليفربول طبعا لأنه نادي أغنى وما إلى ذلك في السابق. هذا كان كلام ديف. I want to ask you, do you think is it difficult Gerard going from the top of the league in يعني coaching top of the teams and now go to the difficult position in Premier League? Isn't tough for him? He have the experience for it.
No, I think the thing is with the Scottish league, it's not as strong as the Premier League. So Steven Gerrard won't think it much of it. He won't class it as a drop down. He'll probably class it as a step up. Yes, I know Rangers can win the title and they can play in Europe, but they aren't at the same. They're not at the same level as the English Premier League teams. There's always talk about Celtic and Rangers joining the Premier League, but I don't think they'd ever do very well in the Premier League. Yes, they've got great supporters, but I don't think it'll be much of a drop down for Steven Gerrard. So I think he would come if he was offered the chance.
يعني يتوقع إنه جيرارد يعني بالعكس إنه بتكون فرصة عنده مهارات وسوف يجد اللازم في نيوكاسل لما يأتي يعني، لكن ما نعرف إلا الآن هل تم عرض عليه أم لا. We didn't drink, so you guys will stop like cause offensive. Okay, that's يعني just personal opinion. We're just normally chat, no problem here. Junior Turner, the one actually I hosted 2 days ago. He's a great singer, and his song "Banks on the River Tyne" played in the Newcastle St James Park, and he gifted us the song theme. For our, I decided to make a theme after the takeover, a new one, and he's thank you again for the gesture. He's saying now Man City fans did the same without a challenge. I believe he's talking about wearing Saudi outfits.
It's just because it's Newcastle. It's just another one of these things where everybody is having a go at Newcastle. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's to do with Newcastle, let's have a go at Newcastle. And because we've been wearing the regalia and the dress of Saudi Arabia, it's just because it's us. It didn't happen at Man City. It didn't happen at Sheffield United. So why us? Why us? That's all I can say.
I promise
I would say ignore it. Do wear what you want. Do what you want. You know, you're not causing offense to our friends in Saudi, and our friends in Saudi have said that. So let's just do what we want. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
It's obviously the statement just official statement for not politics, just to politics, kind of politics, and that's why they said kindly. So don't give it much thought. And I promise that خلاص we do, please يعني let's move on from this and wear what you want and that's it. Don't think too much about it. I promise you, Junior, I will wear it soon in the time, and I will try to make something from the song on the Tyne Bridge. Okay. We cause the headache a lot of people, some Arabic studies. So these causes we have our really influence to make. Of course. I'm trying to grab you guys with us. I'm not sure what that means.
No. I'm sorry.
We love you. Maybe. We love you guys. Thanks. Steve Bruce now gone. Bye bye. Get in. Okay. See, 7UpX, he really like our show tonight. A lot of messaging we receive from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much.
So he obviously he likes to look at the area. He can come anytime he wants to come. We will take him down. We'll take him down the quayside. We'll show him the bridges.
يقول حياك الله في الجسر. تعال جسر التاين المعروف العريق، الجسر العريق في نيوكاسل، حياك. ناخذ في جولة هناك. هذا رسالة ديف لك يا 7 بينكس 7 اب. difficult name. Okay. What not to do though we don't want to be this. Okay, let's end with this. Evening
Got it.
Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
Northumberland and Tyneside, beautiful places. Yeah, as we see in the picture.
Yeah.
You forget the quayside, Queensburn, and our beaches.
No, the key. I mentioned the quayside. We went down the quayside by the Tyne bridges and all that sort of stuff. The Oosburn is a nice little place. It's
Maybe last time we talk about it. Maybe this is not our first lesson.
No, the Oosburn is just a small place, but it's very very pretty, and it's up and coming. It's where a lot of people are hanging around at the moment.
So Gary, he's a good student. He make attention. He give attention.
Give attention to the Oosburn.
You forget something.
There's a nice bar down there called the Tyne Bar. The Tyne Bar is a lovely bar, and there's a nice little Italian cafe. You can get some nice Italian coffee and stuff like that there. That's really nice as well. I should know because that's where my scooter club meet on a Tuesday night. We have a scooter club and we go down there and we meet down by the Oosburn every Tuesday night, and then we ride our scooters along to the Tyne Bridge. And we have another cup of coffee along the Tyne Bridge.
طبعا المكان فيه يقول لك كافيهات إيطالية، وإنه مكان صغير بس جميل، ويعني صعب إنه يعدد كل الأماكن يعني، لكن إنه جاري ما شاء الله يعني لاحظ هذه الملاحظة إنه ما قلنا هذه المنطقة، فشكرا لك يا جاري. Of course, I believe there is mosque in Newcastle there.
Yeah, we have the Newcastle Central Mosque. It's an old converted building, but it is a mosque. It is being they're currently raising funds to build a brand new mosque. So if there's anybody in Saudi wants to apply some money to our Muslim friends, they've got this new mosque which they're wanting to build, a brand new mosque.
But it's still not built yet.
So I think they're still working on it at the moment. So yes, there is plans for a new mosque.
But there is old one.
There is old one, but yes, there is a mosque in Newcastle.
طبعا في مساجد.
It's not far from St James's Park.
طبعا في مساجد قريبة من الملعب، أيضا ملعب سان جيمس بارك، وفي ملعب كبير في مسجد كبير الآن جالس يبنى، وجالسين يجمعوا له يعني التبرعات، يحاولون إنه يوصل للمراحل الأخيرة من البناء. I think he believe about the pictures. Keep Newcastle tidy, throw your rubbish in Sunderland.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We don't like Sunderland. I believe we don't like Sunderland.
Didn't forget. So didn't is didn't?
Didn't means don't.
Didn't. That's new word. Didn't. Didn't forget the Tyne Valley.
That's in one of my next lessons. Didn't. Didn't. Okay, so which means don't forget the Tyne Valley. Well, I haven't forgot the Tyne Valley because the Tyne Valley is part of the Northumberland National Park. Tyne Valley is beautiful as well. Stretches right from the mouth of the Tyne all the way up into Northumberland Hills. It's very beautiful along the Tyne Valley. Very beautiful. Lots of bridges along the Tyne Valley, but some lovely, beautiful. Do you do fishing? Do you fish? Do you cast your rod and catch fish? Do you do that? Did you not catch fish?
Me, actually, we didn't have sea in our city, but I tried to catch fish in the east coast of Saudi Arabia, Al Dammam and Al Khobar, and I did. Actually, funny story. Last time, I have 2 kids, one daughter, one lad, young lad, and we went to. They went to hunt a fish, you know.
Yeah, fishing.
Sea. Yeah, we went fishing. So, and back then we only have 1 hour, and I have to head to my city. So when I buy the what do you call the fish stick?
Fishing rod. Fishing
Fishing
rod.
rod. Fishing rod. I went to buy it, and there is a small shop for fish. I buy 2 fish, and I put it in a bag. So I pretend like, okay, I make them look away. So I pretend like, oh look, I am fast. Look to this fish. Really, it was funny. Yeah. So I'm good. I'm good fisher.
Wait, I'll let you into the secret. I did exactly the same thing when I was younger. My wife's father took me fishing along at Wylam, which is on the River Tyne, and there's a pond. There's a pond there where people can go and fish, and we spent 6 hours trying to catch fish. We didn't catch anything, but the man who owns the fishing pond had fish in a barrel, so we just bought 2 fish off him, took them home, and then I told my wife that I'd caught it, but I hadn't. I just bought it off the man.
For me, only 2 minutes I have fish. 2 minutes. Paul John says, Al Walid, will you try to get Rich Oliver on your show? He's funny as. Who's Rich Oliver? I forget.
I don't know.
Okay, I will see. Just I will try to make sure because maybe I miss who is he. But I'm happy to host that. Sure, anything suggestion, we care about your suggestion and we love it always. And if you fancy Alaf Al Walid, you can get a metro to Sunderland.
Gary, Gary, Gary has been he's been a walkie ticket.
Exactly, I was gonna say the same. Gary is a walkie ticket.
Exactly.
He want to get me trouble. He want me to go to Sunderland. Oh, yeah. Gary, we have to be careful from you. Okay, he said, Walid, ask them to come to us. So maybe you come soon to Saudi Arabia, Dave.
If I can afford it. I'm retired. I'm retired now. I'm a poor retired. I used to work for the government. I'm a retired civil servant. But yes, it would be a lovely place to come to. It would be absolutely. It would be a pleasure to come to Saudi Arabia. It would be a pleasure because I like ancient architects, and I believe there's some ancient sites in Saudi Arabia which are linked to ancient Sumerians and stuff like that. So I'd love to come to Saudi Arabia to see those sites.
طبعا يعني يقول ودي انا لو جتني الفرصه ان شاء الله باجي يعني قريبا، ويتكلم على انه يبغى يشوف بعض الاماكن السياحيه عندنا في السعوديه. You need to explain the New Year's Day dip in the sea.
Yeah, on New Year's Day, it's the day following New Year's Eve, when obviously everybody goes out to celebrate the changing of the year. So they celebrate. They have lots of alcohol. Now what?
That's after party, after New Year.
After New Year's Day. So what they do, they go down to Whitley Bay Beach or down to Tynemouth Beach. Then everybody runs into the sea. It runs into the freezing cold North Sea, and it shocks your body into back into life. So, but people do it in fancy dress. So they do it in fancy dress, or they do it just in their bathing costumes, and it is very, very cold. There's a lot of people come out of there, and they look bright red with cold.
Have you do it? Did it before?
Me, no, I've not done it. I'm not that mad. You have to be a few sandwiches short of a picnic to go and do that. So, and a few sandwiches short of a picnic means you've got to be you're not mentally right, because you're running into the freezing cold sea, and yes, it gets very cold. And yes, I was going to go into something else, but men would need a brass welder. Men would need a brass welder.
Actually, I jump in the pool in cold weather, but pool, not sea.
No, sea is that's very it's very, very cold.
Colder, yeah.
It's very cold this time. It's very cold at the summer. We don't get warm sea in the north. It's just bearable. So in the winter, it gets extremely cold. If you fell into the North Sea without a life jacket, you could be dead within 10 minutes.
Oof.
Very, very cold. Your body will go into shock, and you'll freeze, and then you'll
Don't
die.
worry, I'm not gonna thinking about. I want to see the people doing this. That's all. I study English. Go
I was
on.
going to say, I'll get you. What I'll do is I'll try and find a photograph for next time of the people doing the boxing or doing the New Year's Day dip or the Boxing Day dip, because they do it as well on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas Day.
I don't know if you recall. Maybe it was at Euros, end of Euros. Nick DiMarco, he video himself in the sea swimming.
All right.
Remember this video?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I play it for Mr. Steve Hasty.
Yeah.
And I find the tweets usually in part of my show a tweet to the guest, and he comment on it. He said to me, "You know who's this? Who write this?" He said, "No." He said, "This Jid, my brother." What was? Yeah, it was a great coincidence. What was mentioned in the tweet? He's saying, "Please, Nick DiMarco, after the takeover, after the arbitration, not now." He was sink himself, and it was dangerous. He's very was very worried that Nick DiMarco have problem before the arbitration.
Beforehand, yeah. But then again,
drawn or.
Yeah, but the thing is, where Nick DiMarco lives on the south coast, down by Brighton, on the south coast of England. It's a lot warmer down there.
أدفى هناك في
A lot warmer.
that's why.
The water's a lot warmer down there.
Is he coming to Chelsea game, or you have no idea?
Who?
Nick DiMarco.
He was at the game.
Yeah. I saw a picture with you.
Yeah. He'd come up just to go to the game. He was at the game, so he chose to come up. He was actually walking past the food bank stall, and I actually saw him walking past, and I shouted, "Is that Nick DiMarco?" And he looked up, and he said, and yeah, he come across, and he didn't want his photograph taken, but when we told him it was for the food bank, he was happy to have his photograph taken with the food bank. Because I don't think he was looking to engage with the fans, being an anti Mike Ashley sort of stance, with him being his ex-boss, as it were. But he was happy to share a photograph with the food bank people. So,
did you talk about with him? What is the reason? What the secret behind the dove, the bread and stuff?
No, we've asked him loads of time. We've asked him loads of times regarding the bread. And he just said he had that smile, just like, that knowing smile that, yes, it was always there all along, but he just said, "I was hungry." That's what I put on your page. He just said he was hungry. He likes making bread.
Your English very good, really, as well. Thank you so much, Uncle Dave. Are you funny? Are you fine with Uncle Dave?
I'm fine with Uncle, yeah. Uncle. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind being called Uncle.
Okay, I stand corrected, Dave. I'm sorry, I messed up the chat.
No, you didn't miss it.
You are a great fisher. Yeah, 2 minutes. And Dave, 6 hours.
Yes, 6 hours.
Okay, our walkie ticket is from Scottwood.
They tell him I'm from Scotswood as well. Originally, my dad used to play for Scotswood football team. So I'm from Scotswood. I only lived in Scotswood for 2 weeks when I was born, and then I moved to a place called Wrighton, which is also on the banks of the River Tyne. So
I will give you a trip round the wall.
Yeah, come on, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff is going to take you round the wall, along the Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah. Actually, Jeff, I read your. I was watching. I catch some of Mr. Keith Patterson show with Loaded Mag yesterday, I believe, and you mentioned something So I tried to reach you on Twitter, but I didn't find you. You mentioned something about something to use on Twitter. So please DM me with your account for your suggestion. We left to have Uncle Dave. He's present. He does Steve Bruce. He was on Twitter.
Rich Oliver. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before. So he just he copies what he does. He's an impressionist. He copies Steve Bruce's characteristics and copies his manners.
I know him. The video. I know him. Okay, you know the one who always doing like Rafa Benitez.
Yeah.
Steve Bruce. Yeah, I will ask him. But if you send him, so if you send him, send me please his account. I will try to give it a shot and ask. We are happy and honored too.
Yeah, Jeff's telling me about the North Sea there. Today it was 15.3 degrees, but it can get as low as minus. It can get as low as 6. Yes, it's lower in your country when it's 28. Yeah.
And it's cold. No, actually, I didn't think it's 28. I'm not really sure. My father played in a goal for Spurs club in the 60s. 10 went into play for Doncaster Rovers.
Oh, very nice. My dad was centre forward for Scotswood. He played up front in Scotswood in the 1960s. So he probably played with my dad. He probably played football with my dad. My dad was he was a good footballer.
And then thank you for Dave, such lovely lessons. We enjoy our school, our lecture tonight with Dave, part number 2, know Newcastle and learn yersel Geordie. اليوم استمتعنا مع ديف في الحلقة الثانية أو السلسلة الثانية من سلسلة تعرف على نيوكاسل مع ديف. نراكم إن شاء الله next الأسبوع القادم إن شاء الله مع الجزء الثالث من هذه السلسلة. نراكم على خير. Thank you, Dave. See you hopefully next week for the chapter 3 with the new words, new stuff coming. And how are the lads?
How are the lads? Thank you.
باي باي حبيبي باي باي